Well, I don't usually do tutorials just because I wing it every time. For Halloween this year, I like physical things. It feels like it helps me focus. So I printed out photos of the looks I was doing and kind of made notes to myself and gave myself an outline of the shapes I wanted to create. So I just put on some primer. I don't think it's necessary. I like the way it makes my skin look. And I'm gonna do light foundation real quick. We are off to a great start. I just did my foundation and it didn't record. So basically I have a little bit of this old foundation. I don't wear foundation day to day, so that explains why this is so old. But this is the Maybelline in Ivory. It's the 30-hour foundation. And then I use the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter in 1 and 2. I use both. And then I use just a little bit of this. This is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I actually prefer, if I had it in the right color right now, the Kimchi the most. But this is lighter and we're trying to widen my face. And then I just put on a tiny bit of this. This is the Besame Cosmetics Blush in Poppy. It's more of an orangey color. Also, I put some blush on the sides of my nose. I do that. I think it looks really cute. So if you want a little more of a nose contour, but you don't want it to be harsh, or if you're fair like me and you think it looks too brown, a little peach, I think it looks sweet and kind of natural. So I put some blush on the high points of my cheekbones, as you can see. I'm gonna go in with powder as well, but we're starting with creams and things. This is a Smashbox contour palette that I've obviously used to death. And I'm gonna use the cool tone shade with a little bit of the warmth. So like a little, mostly this, but a little bit of this. And just kind of, she has a thinner nose than I do, so maybe just thinning the tip of my nose a little bit. Nothing crazy. So I was saying, and I realized it didn't record, that if you've never seen this movie, been interested because VIRNA LISI is so beautiful and the scenes of her make it look very glamorous, I would say skip it. Not that you necessarily should skip her scenes, you could totally watch those maybe on YouTube or something, but it's just a bummer. It's meant to be like, haha, don't all men hate their wives, and it doesn't land. It's not funny. It seems like quite a miss, and it's interesting because I should say it's written by George Axelrod, who wrote some of some really like iconic films of the 50s. It's not my cup of tea. I will say, if you like Jack Lemmon, which I do, and I was really bummed to see him play such a horrible character in this, I would say that It Should Happen to You with Judy Holliday is a really cute film. And then also I love The Apartment. Those are two of his, if you've never seen him act and you want to, those are two I really love.
Well, since I have been in this end of the entertainment industry, I've been very fortunate in working with only the highest of professionals. I would like to thank them for the help and the opportunities they gave me, and I thank you all very much.
Obviously Some Like It Hot as well. I think we should start on the eyes. So she's got kind of a gray toned, almost purpley eyeshadow. I'm gonna look at what I have and see. I haven't bought an eyeshadow palette in, I can't even tell you how long. So, ooh, that'll work. So if you've never seen any like classic Hollywood films, again, I would say this is not the first one you should watch, because I don't want you to get the wrong idea that old Hollywood films are all outdated in this way. I think there's a kind of a misunderstanding. Oh, by the way, I'm going in with this. What is this? This is Hear Me Out from ColourPop. I really like this. It's like a good bone color. Anyways, I'm going with Hear Me Out from ColourPop. Just a little off-white to start. I love old Hollywood movies. I think they have very often a quality that I find myself missing in modern film, and something I'd like to be part of bringing back if I can, or at least support the resurrection of it. So I'm just going to do this on my eyelid, and I'm going to kind of extend my eyelid out. Like, if you're looking at yourself dead on, you can kind of see how to widen your face. So there, I'm just going over my eyes with this bone color, and then I'm going to take, this is Sugar Pill, in, is it Taco? It's very white. It's almost too white for my skin tone. It kind of reads gray almost. But I'm just going to put that on the inner half because really her eyeliner kind of takes up half her eyelid. So we need it just right here. Just gonna put that here in the inner corner. I love old Hollywood films. It always makes me sad when there's one that really just leans into the stereotype a lot of people who don't watch them have, which is that they're outdated and problematic. Because I don't think that that's true for all of them. I think in a lot of cases, just like how we can look back at, 10 years ago and kind of cringe at things we thought. Of course, there's going to be things that are outdated, but I find very often in a lot of the films, they actually really hold up and sometimes mirror our current experience. So just if this is your first old Hollywood film, don't do that. Okay, so now I'm going to take, I don't know brush terms, but this is a brush. And I'm going to take, let's see, a light gray to start with and just start kind of in my crease, kind of deepening that. The idea is really my eyes are downturned, as you can see, they kind of come down here. Hers go up like this, and mine don't do that. So what we're going to try to do is, if I bring the eyeshadow down here too much, it'll get too heavy for her face. And so I'm going to kind of try to focus all of it in this upper part. That's why I don't think this look really suits me, because I do have downturned eyes, and it doesn't, it kind of goes against my anatomy. But that being said, it's a Halloween look, so, I'm just keeping it kind of up on the eye. I don't want to go clean brush and just kind of blend it up. And, but I'm gonna just add a little bit more depth on this inner part here. If you go too heavy there, it's gonna like bring all the attention to the center of your face, and most people don't want that. Especially if you're trying to widen the appearance of your face. But I find that for this 60s kind of look, it does kind of help make the eye pop, so. And so for her look, I've noticed that it really is kind of concentrated on these outer corners here. So I'm just kind of building that up on myself. Making sure I don't drag it down too much, as is my tendency, because following my own eye shape, I have to forget about my own eye shape for this. So I've done just kind of a light grayish. This color is Ambition from, again, ColourPop. Probably go darker, but I feel like you can always add more. You can't always take it away. So I'm going to take a detailing kind of brush. For that, I'm going to take, this is Cloud 9, again by ColourPop. It's a purple kind of eggplant color. And really gently, I'm going to make the crease more defined. She has these gorgeous kind of cat eyes, and I don't really have that. So we're gonna fake it. Oh, see, I'm going down again. Okay, gotta keep it up. Up, 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 up. Kind of blend up a little. Also, I'm not a makeup artist. Have I made that clear yet? Is it obvious? I do enjoy this series a lot just because it gets me out of my brain when it comes to my own face, and it kind of makes me re-examine how I do things and what suits me and what doesn't, etc. Like, I get to try different hair colors and different makeup techniques and accentuate different features depending on whatever look I'm doing. And so when I pick my theme, I try to pick things that will like stretch that muscle. So like a lot of people said this year to do Jane Mansfield. And not that we look so much alike, but I don't think we look so far apart from each other in my day-to-day look that it really is challenging me in a lot of ways. Right now I'm taking a little more of that bone white color and just kind of sketching out where I want my brow bone highlight to be. and then blending that in with the gray so it's not like a harsh difference. Again, this look I don't think really suits me, but you all wanted, I got requests for this. So I'm trying to do more of what's asked of me because I feel so lucky that anyone even cares. I'm gonna take that purple color again and just, again, like lightly accentuating my eye here. I don't want to bring it all the way down because I think maybe if you had a wide face that would look really beautiful. For me, I think everything's pretty evenly spaced, but I lean more on the narrow side, so I'm trying not to pinch in my face more than I need to, you know? There we go. Do you see how much more defined that makes my eye? And I'm gonna add more shadow probably as we go, but that's a good place to start. I'm gonna take a little more of that gray color and just very lightly under my eye. And I'm thinking up, so I'm even gonna start, I'm gonna start kind of in the middle of my eye and move upward. Because again, her eyes are much more lifted than mine. Kind of the opposite of my usual look, so. This is Lancome in Black Coffee. It's actually more of a brown than a black. But I'm gonna kind of sketch out how I want my eyeliner to be. The thing I learned with this is it's really about your hand movement and where you start. So for this look, because it's very dominant on the upper part of the eye, I'm gonna start there. And it kind of is rounded as opposed to, I try to, when I do my makeup normally, I will follow my eye line, which kind of goes like this. Her eye makeup, it's more this, if that makes sense. So, and it also takes up a good half of her eyelid and eyeshadow. So here goes nothing. Okay, do you guys see that? See how it like lifts my eye up crazy? And the reason I go in with this pencil is it's not super pigmented. So if I make a mistake, it's easy to get off. And it's not super dark in color. So again, if I make a mistake, it's easy enough to fix. And I'm kind of ending the wing of it right in the middle of my pupil. Yeah, that's good. Okay. And the important thing too is I'm not coming too far out from where my eye actually ends. So again, having kind of downturned eyes like this, the end of my eye kind of points downward. Like if you were to follow my eye line, it goes like this. So I'm not gonna bring that wing any further than the end of my eye, if that makes sense. I know this looks so crazy, but just bear with me. Yeah, I really enjoy this series. Thank you guys so much for all the love this year. What's crazy is I did the Tiger look first because it was the easiest to get done, and also I thought it was a fun way to start, and that one didn't do very well at first. And then all of a sudden it just blew up. Now something I did wrong last time that I'm gonna try to fix. So for me, naturally, my eye kind of goes up here and then down and then down and then up. So it's kind of a diamond shape, my eye. Her eye in this instance, it's like, I don't even know, it's sort of a pointy oval. And so if I am to follow my natural eye line, it would kind of make an angle, like a right angle right here. And I don't want to do that. So I need to like lift it somehow. So looking at what she did, it looks like she filled this in with white. I think if I do that, it's gonna pull my eye down because again, my eyes kind of do that naturally. So this time, I'm going to take the waterline. Yeah, that pulls it up more in this outer corner. Yeah, I think that's what I did wrong last time. And kind of, it's hard fighting your anatomy, but push from your waterline up, and that'll tell us where our eyeliner on the top needs to meet. Does that make sense? Now again, this is like anatomy specific for me, but if I was gonna do this look again, this is what I would do different. So we're doing it. Here we go. And then from there, so I'm going on the outer part of my waterline until I get about to middle, and then switching to the inner. And that'll give kind of the illusion of the inverse of what my actual eye shape is. which is perfect for her. And then I can just fill all that in with a liquid eyeliner now. And it looks like her inner corners get really thin. The liner gets really thin on her inner corners. And it looks like she did use liquid for her waterline and eyeliner. So everyone hold your breath. What do you think? Now, I'm gonna do a very thin line on my inner corner, not very thick at all, because again, her eyes go so up and I don't wanna bring my old eye shape out. But I also noticed there is kind of a curve here, so let's see if we can get that together. I really think if you can get the eyes right for a transformation look, that's most of the battle. So much of our expression comes from our eyes. So now I'm going to take a little bit more of that liquid, follow my waterline up. Yeah, see how that kind of like lifts the outer corner? I did that wrong last time. I'm going to complete the line with my pencil because it's not as harsh. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere, everybody. So next step, I think, is mascara. I have a little bit of this sample mascara left from Chanel. I really love this mascara. I'm kind of bummed that mom's out of it, but I'm gonna get my lashes nice and long. Hers are very long and very wispy. So I really love this mascara, and I'm on the fence about buying it because the reviews online all say that the formula has changed. I've used the Chanel mascara before. Let me know if you think the formula's changed, because I really like this, but I think if it has changed, I don't want to spend the money on it, you know? And I've just been using a drugstore mascara in the meantime, only pulling this one out on special occasions. But I think for this look, the longer the lashes, the better. Okay, for the bottom lashes, I'm gonna use this, this is the L'Oreal Voluminous. It's very thin, and at first I really hated it. Basically, the last two mascaras I've had have just not been very good, and so someone got this for me. It's very thin, it took some getting used to, but it does. If you're really patient, you have to go really slow with it. If you want like that clumpy look, it's not very good. But for bottom lashes, I found it's really nice. Not my favorite mascara, but it is growing on me a little bit. Mascara is on. I think I need eyebrows now. I'm looking a little crazy. I tend to like warmer eyebrows on myself. Hers are pretty warm, and they're actually not too far from my normal shape. They're a little more short in length. So I think to just start with, I'm kind of low on brow products at the moment. I'm gonna use, this is like my favorite eye pencil. I use it for, I'll have like a dedicated one for my lips, one for my eyes. You can use one for your eyebrows. It's the NYX eye pencil in medium brown. It's this sort of soft, like gentle brown. I really like it. So I'm gonna take a little pencil and kind of sketch out. So her brows, it's the 60s, so they start kind of far back. So luckily, mine kind of start far back too. And let's see, her arch, everything kind of goes up. I tend to have a hard time with brows because I don't have the most naturally thick eyebrows, so I don't have a lot to work with. And then when it's up to you in your own hands, it can be a little dicey. I feel like her brows are a little lower than mine, and they're kind of rounded and full at the front. Okay, that's like a general shape. Now I know this is like very intense looking, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a very soft brown and a little bit of that bone color and go over them to sort of lighten them. The brown is Wake Up Call by ColourPop, and I'm gonna take those two and I just kind of like soften the pigment of that pencil. I found a few blonde eye pencils I really like, but I just feel like they constantly break, or like they don't have that much product in them. So this is my like go-to when I'm out of a blonde pencil. I kind of do a light brown and then hit it with some eyeshadow, and then I'm going to take a little spoolie brush and kind of brush that shadow into the wax from the pencil. I feel like it works relatively well. Like, it doesn't look as natural as a lot of brow products, but luckily in the 60s it was kind of natural, wasn't exactly the goal. Let's see here. So as you can see, I have pretty high brows. I probably would look more like her if I lowered them a bit. So instead of doing that, because I don't have the patience to really go, I don't really want to go start all over. I'm going to add a little more of that gray eyeshadow and just like work up a little to kind of close that gap. And I'm not going to go past, you see where that line is of eyeliner? I don't want to go past there. So I'm going to kind of go up from there, but not past it, if that makes sense. There we go. And then I'm going to go back in again with the same brush I first started with in that purple color, that darker one, and just accentuate this crease right here where that eyeliner and the white eyeshadow meet. I'm going to kind of blend them together. So I'm going to blend those two together just a little bit in this corner so it's not so harsh. For lips, I'm going to take NYX in the color Natural and just outline my lips. And for this look, no overlining. As you can see, her lips are full, but they are not huge. And I think the focus is really on her eyes. So now that I've done that, I'm going to take actually this is a dual-ended lip pencil. I don't even know who makes this. I've had this a long time. It's got this very soft brown lip liner. I find that helps for just fullness. So I'm going to very gently accentuate the line, but not make it too harsh. That's looking a little more human, no? Okay, so I'm all over the place, bear with me. So I'm gonna take this ColourPop, the On Point collections, like the ballet palette. And there's a white color called Fluffed Tutu. And I'm just gonna highlight my inner corner a little bit. I love a good inner corner highlight, but I don't think this look is particularly shiny. It's more matte, so nothing crazy, but just a little something. Speaking of that, I was gonna powder. I don't know if I need it though. This looks so crazy on me. Okay, I'm gonna take, before I forget, I'm gonna add a little more blush. So I don't have a coral blush, so I'm gonna use Lay Low. It's an eyeshadow by ColourPop.
Whoa. Hold up. You better lay low.
And I'm just gonna reinforce, especially on the high point, and kind of blend it into my under eye here, the cheekbone. Do you see that? This is something that I would never really do with my own makeup, but I really love it on other people. And so it's kind of fun at Halloween to experiment with it and to see if I like it. I do like it, but I don't think it suits me, but I do think it's really pretty. So there, we added a little more blush just to kind of warm that up. A little bit on my chin, just a little on the side of my nose. I was gonna powder, but I don't really think I need to powder. Next, let's see. Sorry, this is all over the place. I'm gonna take some lashes. These aren't new, so they kind of have that spidery look, which I do think can only really help us with this look, because it's definitely a little more 60s. And I'm gonna really concentrate the outer corner on kind of lifting up my eye, because again, that downturned eye will get you every time. So yeah, I don't know, are any of you guys gonna actually wear this look? I think sometimes people just want to see me without makeup, which is fair. Very anticlimactic, I'm sure. Okay, so I'm gonna just put the lash here, kind of lift up a bit.
I've told you a million times not to talk to me when I'm doing my lashes.
The other side. That looks pretty good, I think. I'm also going to take just like the tiniest bit of highlight on the tip of my nose and the bridge of my nose. Again, she has a thinner nose than I do, so that kind of helps with that illusion. Take my my drugstore mascara. Try to get my lashes intertwined with the false ones. Once I get a little bit of the product on there, I'll pinch my natural lashes and push it into the falsie. The mascara kind of helps it stick, and that helps kind of lift. I don't know if you guys can tell. I know this is not the best setup, but it's what I got. So while that is drying, let's work on lips a little more. So I'm gonna take a lip brush in Carmine from Besame, which is just like a bright orange. And this is too orange. It's almost traffic cone orange for this look, but I'm going to dilute it a bit. So the brush helps kind of spread it thinner. But I want the undertone to be orange. So we're going to do it heaviest on the bottom and kind of soften it as we go. Now I have the orange base kind of laid out. I think the next thing to do is to find some sort of peach. So I'm gonna use, where's Poppy? So my friend Mako makes this lipstick. It's the brand is Volox Vanity. I love this Poppy. As you can see, I'm almost out. I'm gonna put this over the top. On top of that, I like to layer a lot of lipsticks, so bear with me. This is Carmela by ColourPop. It's kind of a true baby pink, and I'm gonna put that just in the center. See how that kind of lightens it up? I'm gonna take that same white eyeshadow that we used before, and not that much, and kind of like frost my lips with it. Now I'm just going to take a peachy gloss and peachy gloss, I think, does the trick. Okay, let's see now. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, lastly, I'm going to give myself the little mole that she has. And it's here. Which I think is a very cute spot for a mole. Reminds me of Anne Francis, actually. I really like that. I think that's cute. Draws attention to the lips. Is my lash glue mostly dried? I think so. One last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a white eyeliner pencil and just accentuate the inner corner a little bit. Okay, and then lastly, I'm going to just use a spray. I like to use, this is the Heritage Store Rose Water with Glycerin. I'm going to put my bangs back for a second. It's nice and refreshing. And that is really it. Now I'm going to show you guys as an additional bonus, I'm going to show you the costumes now and where I shot the photos. So this is the makeup. Not identical by any means, but I think if you're looking to do this as a costume next year, or you just like the makeup look, I hope this is helpful. I'm going to show you guys now the costume I made and the cake I made, and give you a little info on that in case you're interested. And I hope this was helpful. I know I'm a little all over the place, but I think the result honestly came out better this time than it did for Halloween. So thank you. You're my good luck charms. All right, we're coming to you live from my studio. Oh, it's so loud. I apologize for the drill outside. I thought I'd show you guys how I made my costume. So the cake itself is just pliable cardboard. You can buy it in a roll. So that's what I did. And then I got some foam board over the top to kind of give the illusion of icing, so I didn't have to worry about that so much. I lined it with just like muslin cloth. I'm sorry about the noise. Okay, it's lined with muslin cloth. This is paper mache over cardboard and acrylic paint, and this is the same stuff that I used to make the costume. Again, it's just a swimsuit that I used this, it's like it goes on like a whipped cream or something, and it dries like silicone, so it's bendable and flexible. So I did that, and then the day of, I also used some old-fashioned shaving cream to get the little bits that are on my stomach, on my shoulder, things to look a little more realistic. So yeah, this was definitely the most labor-intensive part of Halloween this year. I'm just so grateful that you guys enjoyed it. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and I'll see you guys next